Okay, so from the page 39, that's correct. Okay, so on this page, it says here find total amount. You realize by now that in your worksheet stack, I skipped a few pages. It's because of this part that says step up to. So we'll be hearing about the difference between finding total amount on this page 38, and step up rate of page 39. There are two different things. Okay, so you realize that if you look at the temperature here, in this temperature example in your textbook, it shows that like a science experiment, you put the liquid in this beaker and you heat it up. You realize that in 2 minutes the temperature increases by 10 degrees Celsius. And then it says at this rate, what is the increase in temperature in 7 minutes? So as how we have learned previously, you'll find the part of it that's 1 minute. So you do a divide first to find 1 minute and what's the degrees. You realize that, oh, in 1 minute, the increase in temperature is 5 degrees Celsius. Then in 7 minutes is 5 times 7, 35 degrees Celsius. Now, this means that it is a constant rate. I'm going to write down. Here. So here, this rate is, oops, to take. Okay, at this rate. So this rate refers to what we call constant rate. Oh, sorry, this one doesn't work so well. Let me use a different. Yes. Okay, now you can see this bigger. Okay, so I write here, at this rate, this refers to what we call a constant rate. C-O-N-S-T-A-N-T. Constant, or you can call also uniform. Uniform, that means it continues in the same way. It continues in the same way. So every 1 minute is 5 degrees Celsius, every next minute is also 5 degrees Celsius. So it doesn't change. You look at the example on the other page, it's called step rate. So it's on your textbook. I'm going to show it again. Here, the two girls here. So while I'm doing this, you can read the question and find out how is it. So if you look at this, it says here, the table shows the local postage rate in Singapore. And then it says there's this keyword here, which you have to really pay attention to. It's called step up to. Then you realize that the price changes. It's a different price for a different mass that you're going to post. So nowadays, a lot of people buy from things from Shopee, right? Yeah. Then you realize, sometimes the delivery fee a bit different. It depends on how heavy the thing that you are buying. So if you look at the textbook now, you realize that the two girls here says, the one on the left says it costs 60 cents to send an email with a mass of up to 100 grams. Whereas for a mass that is between 100 to 250, it will be 90 cents. So this becomes like it's not a standard, uniform, constant rate. It changes with the size of the mass of the parcel that you are going to post. So why do you think this is important? When you imagine you're a person going to send this item to someone else, okay, and you're going to charge the person for posting. If you're going to send a very big item, do you think you are the buyer buys from you, you charge higher for a bigger, heavier item? You probably feel like, oh, I can charge. Let's say from America, he buy an iPad for me. Like not very big, but heavy. Then she buy iPad for me at transfer postage. Let's say the iPad is about 1 kilogram. How much do she have to pay? $2.55 for the postage. Then, if I don't say I charge her more, right? I still go with the 100 gram for 60. Then she only pay me 60 cents for the postage. So for me, I want to be a good business person and I will earn more money. So for a heavy item, I charge her more in the idea. But let's say if you're a person, okay, how are you going to buy this set of Pokemon cards? Then what you need? If the Pokemon cards cost about, say, $5 a set, then I charge him postage. I'm charging the 1 kilogram postage just like Tonabika. Do you think you want to buy? No. I need to pay $2.55 more, But my item is not that heavy. But if I give him your item is only 100 grams the card, very light. You only need to pay me 60 cents for the postage. Do you think you're right? Yeah. So that's the sense in that. Sometimes you will have different rates. You charge different rates so that it makes more sense when you're buying and selling things. Definitely when you're delivering heavy stuff, then you need more manpower, need more transport fees. Now, this is one example of step rate. What other areas can you find step rate? Examples of step rate? Parking, that's very true. So on the textbook, you'll see the various examples that is being shared. Tomorrow we'll see more examples. Okay. So if you look at the textbook, there's another example. This is the parking rate. This is the example of parking rate. It shows you that compared to the previous week, the example that is in the shopping mall, that was like a constant rate. Every hour is $3. Zara shopping mall, remember the question that we did? Every hour is a standard cost. But this one, you see, Mrs. Ling parked her car at the car park from 10 a.m. to 12:30. So 10 to 11, it was the first hour. So I charged her $1.50. Then after that, every half an hour, you charge $1 more. I think about it. Did the rate become more expensive? So the longer she parked, what happens? The more expensive. The next hour, how much she has to pay already? $2. She actually had to pay 50% 50 cents more than the first hour. So the longer she park, the more expensive the parking becomes. So let's say she really want to make sure she save, Mrs. Ling, she want to save money from parking. How long should she park? Half an hour? I tell you, I will park 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Or maybe, but very risky. Why you want to make it in time, right? Okay. Right. So here's the here's the very important keyword. You need to take note of this. Here, this one. So this is a very important part. Here's the part that I'm saying, or part thereof. Okay. So, what does it mean, right? So just now I asked, if Mrs. Ling wants to make the most out of her parking fee, just now I heard Eden saying, if I park just now, Chris, yeah, there's no, yeah, thanks for thinking out of the box, Darren, but we are talking about insisting that we park a car now for Mrs. Ling, okay? So let's say we start at 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Christabel suggests, let's just park half an hour. And she leaves the parking lot at 10:30. Miss Aislinn saying, I will park until 10:59. And then Skylar says, that's a bit of a risk. What if you didn't get out in time? Okay, 10:50 or 10:58, right? So here says the first hour, so by right is until 11 a.m. Can you see this is a bit small? So what's the meaning of part thereof? Just now you can say, then like that you don't have to pay. Oh, is it true? No, no, cannot be. Part there is free though. So that's where the term part thereof means. You see the word? For the first hour or part thereof. So part thereof is as long as it's a part of the hour. As long as it's part of it. Part thereof. Correct. The next one you go in, you already start. So for Christabel, how much she need to pay? Also $1.50. So no matter it says for the first hour of part thereof. Part thereof means for the first hour or any part of the first hour. So you ask yourself, is half an hour part of the first hour? Yes. So it's still $1.50. Is 59 minutes also part of the first hour? Oh yes, also $1.50. So who's the most unlucky one? Part and then pay the most one. I'm not worthy. 10:30. So Christabel actually she parked for half an hour, also pay $1.50. I parked for 59 minutes, also $1.50. Then Skylar say, what happened? You not in time. 1 hour. 1 hour, how much will you pay? Also $1.50. Actually, who does it best? Skylar. Right? Because 1 hour also $1.50. 59 minutes also $1.50. Christabel also $1.50. What's the most unlucky? Achilles, he goes inside and then he want to, I pick up my food panda. Okay, I pick up my food panda in the store. And then I go out. Only 5 minutes only. How much does he have to pay? $1.50. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's what I mean by part thereof. As long as it's part of the first hour, it is $1. You understand? So that's what part thereof means. Okay, so now let's try one question. We only got time for one question, okay? Wait, let me see our here. So we are looking at the one question. You want to do your textbook question or do a workbook question? Okay, so we go on to our workbook question. Let's take a look at the question, the first step rate question is at page here, the parking one. Okay, since we are looking at a parking example, let's take a look at the parking one. This is page 47. Ready? Okay, I only have 6 minutes, so I'll go a bit faster on this. So everybody got an idea of what it means by part thereof, right? You realize that, yes, part of the, as long as any part of the first hour of the criteria, you realize a part thereof will not only be for parking rates. Okay, tomorrow we'll take a look at more other examples of where you see step rate or rates that don't stay the same all the time. It can change throughout time. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So we said there are two quantities here, as with all rates. Okay, so oops. So at this point, we are looking at this thing called step rate. Step rate is like taking steps on a staircase. So it says it increases over time. Okay, step rate. Whereas the previous examples has been all, this one has been constant rate or you say uniform rate. So it means that the rate didn't change over time. Uniform, that means it's like same throughout. Okay, so same rate over time. Whereas for step rate, you can see these are some of the examples, the postage charges, we talked about it just now, and then rental rates. And so this one, step rate changes based on certain criteria. So what are the criteria here? The first quantity is got to do with charges, that's parking charges. The second quantity is time. Now, the best method to solve these questions involves a timeline. Now, two choices for you. You can draw it horizontally or vertically, like how it's shown just now. So just now in the textbook, it's shown a horizontal timeline. Okay. For example, I will draw a vertical timeline for you to see. Okay. So what does it look like? So I start, let's say I start here, I start at 8 o'clock. And then I go for the first hour. Sorry? Yeah, you can go ahead. If you want to go ahead on your own, you don't have to wait for me. Okay? All right, sorry. The paper is in your bag. It's page 48, worksheet. Page 47 is the set of worksheet that I've just given out. So I can start by 8 o'clock and I go to 1 hour and then it's 9 o'clock. So this is the first hour. The first hour here is $1.50. Then I go every next half an hour and for every additional half an hour or part thereof. So it's 9 to 9:30. That's the half an hour. This is $1. 9:30 to 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock to 10:30. 10:30 to 11. 11 to 11:30. Okay, so I wrote it in a vertical timeline. That means it's starting from the top, ending with the bottom. So I can see this half an hour, half an hour, half an hour, half an hour. So this is 1, 1, 1, 1. Is it okay? So there are 5 units of $1. That gives $5. Then $5 plus $1.50, that will be $6.50. So Mr. Muhammad has to pay $6.50. So this is what called the vertical timeline, from top to down. You can also do it horizontally. Is this okay? Can or not? Can? Okay. So if you see, yeah. So it's up to you to choose the different ways. If you see the textbook example is a horizontal timeline. You can see here, this is also very neat. I like how this is presented too. Huh? You never do the? Yeah, it's okay. It's your choice. So this is the horizontal timeline example from the textbook. Very similar. I like how this is presented. First hour is this, 3 half an hour, so it's 3 times $1, add up like this. So it's similar question. Is this okay? Can? Okay, so I just did a vertical, top-down method. All right. So if this is okay, would you want to try 48 on your own? No. 48, 48. The next question, bicycle. Okay, I keep it as Akhilesh. I'll keep it as optional, okay, 48, because today is Tuesday. Up to you. I'm not gonna force you to do it, okay? Why? Yes. Okay, so all right, then in that case, if you're not doing this today, it's fine. But for the SLS homework and the textbook revision or conversion, that was yesterday's homework. I think that should be done. Okay. Now then, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Wait. Okay, please pack